Hello again. This is what I have said before that we will be covering in the first 5 weeks before the midterm, and the midterm actually is going to be covering only in this component or in this equipment. I will explain the parts uh, from my side now. I don't have actually a stand in which I can put the camera, but later on inshallah I will have it. Now starting with the flywheel, we said it's a single stage reciprocating compressor. It's a twin cylinder. That means we have two cylinders because it's twin. Single stage reciprocating compressor, so that means in single stage the amount of pressure that goes out from here is equal to the pressure outlet that comes from the other cylinder, right? They don't compress the gas in the same time, right? So we inshallah with the classes I'll explain what do I mean by that. Anyway, starting with the parts, this is the flywheel, which will be connected through a belt and pulleys to a prime mover or driver. Driver could be a motor, generator, or a turbine, in which it will rotate the flywheel, and we can see the arrow, so the rotational supposed to be in that way. In the other hand, or in the other side over here, we must actually have, these are the filters. These are the filters. They sucks air inside the system. So it's an air compressor. Actually the filter is supposed to be attached here, but it's broken. So this is the filter, air filter. In compressor generally are divided into three main areas: the cylinder head, the cylinder block, and the crankshaft casing. So this is the whole crankshaft casing. This is the cylinder block, and this is the cylinder head. To explain more, or to go more deep in the parts, this is, we call it as what? A valve adapters. These are the valve adapters. These are responsible. The function of valve adapters is to hold the valves in place. As I said, later on we'll open it and we'll see. So this is the cylinder head. This is a cylinder block in which we have these are the fins used for cooling, to cool down the compressed gas. And inside of the cylinder block we have the cylinders, which is connected to connecting rod directly to the crankshaft and so on. In this area over here we have the breather with some set of springs inside of it. The breather function is to release any excess pressure, and it also works as an oiler. If we remove this one, we can fill the oil from here. So we can fill up the oil from here. Down here we have the side glass. This is the place, or this part, we can check the level and condition of oil. That is the drain port, in which if the oil expires, or it runs to or we run the what they call it, the PM, which is preventive maintenance, and it's time to change the oil, we drain the oil from here. This is the cover, the bearing covers. We have one bearing over here, and the other bearing is for sure in the other hand. The function of a bearing is to hold or carry load, reduce friction, and keep moving elements aligned. The type of bearing here is a ball bearing. Similarly, it is in the other side now. We have valve adapters at the top, this triangular shape part, and then we have the cylinder head, cylinder block, and crankshaft casing. For sure we have a crankshaft from here directly connected to the flywheel, which the power comes. The crankshaft is similarly to what we have in our cars. It has two pistons. Now if this piston was up in a compression cycle, this one will be in suction process. So air comes from here, it is compressing. In the same time, it's being compressed in the other side, in which it leaves with the discharge port or discharge line.